And we are streaming. Good day, people of YouTubes. And indeed, we shall congratulate Father Slime on the new family editions. I am an uncle. That is probably going to be worrying to some degree, but then, of course, Slime Boy is dad. That should be more worrying. So, Yes Your Grace is finally on beta. I might actually move the chat, although I know that's a useful place for it later. So I'm going to have to let me know how the audio is, because currently things seem a bit loud on my end. And I don't have settings to adjust it, so I'm just going to do that there, and then just fix it on there for myself at this point, I think. Bear with, we're doing tedious setup, which I should really have done ahead of time. But this is equally why we start things early. Actually, bear with. Let's grab that now. Do that. Things down there. Right, restart. Make sure that's fine. Good. Okay. So this is a kingdom simulator. Well, no, I only moved to the US apparently in... custard pie! God darn it. New Uncle, why would you throw custard pies at me? It brought back terrible NetHack memories. And nobody wants to recall those terrible NetHack memories. But no, I have not moved to the US, although apparently YouTube thought I did, briefly. So, this is Yes Your Grace, and you are my council of YouTube as we go through a decision-making game where basically we will run a kingdom. We are a beleaguered and... You don't have nothing prize. No, it's just Keystone Cops. Dear God, the Keystone Cops. Can we befriend ducks in this one? I have no idea if we can befriend ducks in this one. I doubt it, since it seems human-related. But we do have 3 daughters we're going to piss off in the first hour of this game. Me a council, a whole place of it. That's the fun of it. I put a little card in the top right to the last kind of time we did this, which was King of Dragon Pass, where we did befriend ducks against my better judgment, Noob Uncle, and everybody involved. Befriending ducks. I hate you all. But we'll see what memorable and interesting decisions we make as we run the Kingdom of the Vern. Better judgment, Aegon. I don't even know if you were involved in that actually, but better judgment. Let us start. New game. Grevno, capital of the Vern. 1315. If you've watched my previous video of this, we're probably going to buzz through the first hour or so. But we'll have important decisions to make after we do this intro bit. We are not necessarily going to have anything to worry about right this second. Well, actually, there is technically one decision. I'm also not going to voice. I did my sort of voice run as I was doing things. Oh, bit of wear the crown. Yes, yes. Why would we turn this off? Why can I not wear the... Oh, there it is. Wear it. There you go. We now wear the crown. And now we will leave to the castle walls. Hey, we've got an indicator of where we happen to be. Okay, the first council decision is about to be made. We have a deserter. And one of us lying in a shed. There's too many of them with no chance of winning. If we let him off, the rest may follow. However, the army is sparse. We're heavily outnumbered, heavily surrounded, and we need everybody capable of holding a sword. So, spare or kill? Is the deserter named Aegon? The deserter has no name, but if you want to think of it as Aegon, whether that helps the decision or not, who knows? Conrad has voted for life. Aegon has voted for death. We have one each. Oddly, this might mean Aegon is voting for his own death. Life. Okay, we'll let him live. We only have about 4 of us here, so with that, I'm going to say 2 is a majority. Life for now. Okay, fine. Let him lose, General. So I'm going to have to let me know how the latency is at this point. I'm just going to throw a test in just to check this. So, test. Seemed reasonable on my end, but something will have to just check how instantaneous that was or what the delay was. Hopefully not too severe, because obviously, if it's too severe, I will just put stops in between the votes. Oh, here, Your Grace. It's okay. Seemed pretty great. Okay, that's fine. If it gets overly long, then I'll start typing vote ends, but until that happens, we'll announce it. There's quite a lot of quick ones. Okay, second decision of the Council of YouTube. Archers, Sons of Tavern, or White Flag? So we give the do we tell the archers to shoot, do we give an inspiring speech, or do we put up a white flag? Again, white flag straight away. Alright, Conrad wants to give us a speech. I've never put up the white flag here, actually. I've played through the first hour a couple of times on the alpha, but I've never put up the white flag. We need a decider, or if New Bunker wants to go for the third option. White flag! We are putting up the white flag! Are you sure you want to do this, Your Grace? Yes, no. Are we sure? I realise it's a silly thing to come back to you for a decision, but Council? Are we sure? Yes. Okay, good. May not win this battle, but we will survive. That's what's courage worth if life is lost. Tavern will be remembered. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday we'll be trodden underfoot and start a guerrilla movement, and I will be executed, because even if I've surrendered, I am still the ruling monarch, and for succession, I have to be killed to, you know, neaten things up. Yep, exactly, that's what I was saying. I was wrong that night. The enemy forces butchered everyone in the castle and the bird ceased. Well done! Council of YouTube, you have killed everyone! Never give up no matter the odds. This could seriously be shortest LP ever. Yep. Well done. Alright, that's the LP done. No, we done it. Okay, well that was, yes, Your Grace, the beta. I think they've reduced a lot from what the alpha originally put in the game, in all honesty. But, you know what? It was short, it was sweet. And sometimes that's exactly what games need. Let's be honest about this. So, let's go through that again, shall we? Only this time I'm not going to use the darn Council's judgment, at least not for the first few decisions. Once we get to genuine decisions, we will then be doing things. Sit down, collect the crown. We will wear our rusty crown with not at all pride. And we will head off. Right, to the walls. Yeah, the option to not play it. Well, we spared him previously, so I'm not going to assume the Council's going to second-guess itself at this stage. I could be wrong. Oh, by the way, if there is ever a tie in what the Council decides, and there's nobody around to be a tiebreaker, that burden falls on me. Because ultimately, it's my game. Alright. This time, what was the second option, actually? Sons of Tavern. My brothers! We stood together through the worst of times. We have proved our strength in many battles, and today we will prove it again. My bravest men, I bid you to fight for all you hold dear, for Tavern! And in that speech, they could have had archers firing at us, killing the king. Heroic speeches are not at all. For the Jacks! God damn it, Funkle. Also, nice to see you again. It's been far too long. How are you doing? 1 year ago. 3, 2, 1. Here we come. Let us speak to the first of our daughters, Lucilia. I'm just going to buzz through this. If anybody wants me to slow down, let me know, but... But I have gone through this first hour of the game. Once we get to the part we haven't got to yet, then I will slow down and start voicing things again. Unless I found it especially useful. Also, Castle's not in. And everybody loves Sedini. Sedini, whatever her name actually is. Sedani. Yeah, Sedani's our best daughter, by the way. Hands down. Your subjects will soon arrive. The throne awaits! Okay, so Grevno, week 1. As we can see, we need to start reducing the visiting hours. Right, so we have a number of people who we can call up in any order. Some people will be slightly insulted by this, apparently, but I don't think there's too much we can do at this stage. We have 30 gold, 20 supplies. We have 100 men. The morale of the castle is at 15. We have 1 messenger pigeon we can send off to go and send messages, but we'll get to Victoria a bit. And 1 captain of a guard who can do requests. So, let us speak to our wife to begin with. Okay, so we must talk to our oldest daughter. That is fine. No decisions that need to be made by the council here. So, we have peasant, and dungeon guard. Let's speak to the dungeon guard. I bring bad news. Recent rains have soaked through our roofs. The pantry roof has collapsed, as well as some of the walls of our dungeon. Only 1 cell is currently functional. You should really fix things before it gets worse. Otherwise, we'll keep losing supplies. See the required fixes in your weekly summary by the end of the week. Okay, so that was, I think, a 500 to just repair that. But I'm guessing we're just going to have a continual drain in our resources until that happens. Alright, let's speak to this peasant. Alright, they've asked us for 8 goals to help them gather tools and resources required to build an inn. Could really use a place of rest and relaxation for our peasants. Council? Decide, where's the kill him option? He wants to build an inn. He wasn't asking to, kill the king. Give him God. We're not religious, but we can try that too. We could try that. But unfortunately, we only have these 2 options. Give him gold. Give him gold. Okay. You have basically wasted... Look how much of our resources you've already wasted. That was nearly 1/3 of our overall funds you've wasted, so this peasant can build an inn. The king will remember this. Let us speak to this peasant. My daughter's wedding is at hand. Problem is, we don't have enough gold or supplies to make a worthy feast. What will my daughter's in-laws think of our family? Want to hire a band, buy some fancy wine off the market? We only need 8 gold and 8 supplies. We have 20 supplies and 22 gold. Okay, so are we going to pay for this peasant's wedding? 500 gold dresses. Well, the fact that we're not paying for that yet. No gold for him. No help for this peasant. Red wedding? Or supplies. Indeed. Okay, so apparently we have 2 votes for no. 1 vote for yes. Talon has put no gold, but it's not actually appeared on the screen there. So, okay. My kingdom has more important matters at hand. Wish you all the best from me. You just give us a little gold. Shouldn't the king support his people in hard times? Can't feed my guests with the king's blessing. We have another peasant who is hiding in the background behind the pillar. Monsters! Beasts dressed in black! They come in the night, unseen, unheard until they arrived. They attacked the village. We heard the dreadful screams of the slain. Your grace, I beg you, you must send your men. Check what happened. Find those responsible. Well, say tell me more, because I think that might just give me the information. Who are they? Bright red heads, short but sharp fangs, hundreds of them, gleaming metal for claws. Never seen anything like this. Well, actually, we have no choice but to send our agent here, so this isn't a council decision at all. The general should deal with those bandits easily. So we've now sent the general off, and he is away for 1 week. This has, however, made everywhere a bit happier. We can also advance the week by just clicking here. But first, let's speak to you. Tell me about the kingdom. Resources. Gold, resources, army, and content. We need gold and resources to our petitions. They'll be happy. Content will grow from keeping these a big army. We only have 1. This will just tell us all about the petitioner stuff. I think we got that. Our general is a good man, although he is the only leader of men we've got. Okay, so we do have a couple of green things and a blue thing. So they're actually blue icons for things we need to attend to. That's good, because that wasn't there in the alpha. Let's speak to our eldest daughter and see if we can get any useful information. Since it's not a council decision, this is entirely on me. Unless there's an amusing option. Stop fighting me. We can just say bye. Toss her off the ramparts is an option. We're not tossing our oldest daughter off the ramparts. If you'd have suggested that as Sadini, I would have timed you out for that. Sadani, anything bad about Sadani, I am kicking them out of this stream. Also, we could have gone that way. Let's go to the gardens and have a chat with Asalia. So we have come full circle. Oh, we can't actually leave that way. To the dungeons! Damn it, this is worse than I thought. Instead of space for prisoners, we should focus on buildings that need more attention. And a scribe write a list of things that need to be fixed. Yes. I'm just looking around. Okay, so we don't have the option to... Because it was 500 gold to fix this, which we clearly didn't have. Good God, that could have been me! Grace, did you see what happened here? If I was in the other cell, I would have been crushed. This is a sign. God has forgiven my sins. I shall serve the mighty ones. I will dedicate my life to those in need. Oh, if I could get out of it, please. Why are you here again? Bumped into the innkeeper on the street and stepped onto his toe? Ordered a gallon of beer, drank it all by himself, and didn't even have gold to pay for it. I know the innkeeper. He was pretty upset. Grace, I've been enlightened. I won't ever do such a stupid thing again. I will serve a higher purpose now. The Duck God. Alright. Council of YouTube, do we think we want to let the prisoner out of the one jail cell we have for being drunk? Do we believe he is in the light of Duck God and has moved on? Egan votes for letting him out. We only have one cell. And I don't know if we can fit people in there. How would he deserved? Okay, so 2-1. Currently we're letting him out. Talon still hasn't made a decision on it, but... Okay. Gonna say vote ending. We are letting him out. Oh no, 2-2. Okay. So I'll give it 20 seconds. I'll get 10 seconds to see if we get a fifth person to come in and give us a deciding vote. If not, I will decide. I don't have a dice here. This is where a dice would be handy. Yeah, my old desk had dice everywhere. This new desk doesn't, because all my dice are downstairs. Hold on, let me just do a electronic dice rolling thing. And odds, we're going to let him in. Evens, we're going to let him off. We're letting him off. He's had enough. I hope you've learned your lesson. You may leave. What, really? Yay! More beer! Well, we have let him out of the prisons. And I don't think there's anything else we can do at this stage, so let us go back to the throne room and end the week. Aegon, you are not getting a second vote by being the mumbling historian. Okay. So, fix market stall, fix pantry roof, remove supplies from treasury. Okay. So, what we should probably do... Because that will eventually pay for itself. But we lose 15 resources to do it. We should fix the roof, though. In fact, we could do everything. Council of YouTube, which of these should we fix, or all of them? So, market stall, because that will eventually give us more resources, so I'm actually fully on board with that. Should also probably fix the roof as well. Repairing the theatre would cost us a lot, but stall for sure. After that, I say the roof. Yeah, so stall and roof are the two I would probably go for with this. Is whether we want to go for the theatre as well, because that would reduce the contentment penalty, but spend, spend, spend! Can't read what the pantry does. Remove supplies penalty from the treasury. Oh, that's because I got the chat here, haven't I? Hold on. Thing is, I don't entirely found a perfect place for this yet, but that is probably as good as I can do for right now. We have limited resources. Save the theatre for later. Depends what that's actually costing us in terms of gold at this stage, which doesn't tell me. So, other people be miserable. No puppet shows for them. Hurrah! We will not be repairing the theatre. Forgo the theatre! We don't like culture here. Grevno, week 2. Well, my council, we have a number of people in the grow. However, our daughter is in there, so we will always go to our daughters first. They are the most important people in the kingdom. Don't think he'll have your... We are putting the mumbling historian into timeout. Because it's actually Aegon. No, Your Grace, I didn't know anything about that. Okay, we have a lord as well, so let us speak to the lord first. My name is Etten. I am the Lord of Brassia, Your Grace. I'll be straightforward as possible. Someone has kidnapped my daughter and they expect me to pay 12 gold to get her back. Thing is, I tracked her down and I know where they keep her. One of the generals to help me take her back. Or I can pay the ransom. Oh, god damn it, I've done this the wrong way around. I should have done the general first. Because if I'd have done that, I'd have had the general available. Oh, it's fine. I mean, at the moment... Right, so this is my personal mess this up, because I went to the lords before the peasants. So, entirely my fault. We haven't resolved the general's quest yet. That is what we will do if we go here. So, do we pay him 12 gold to deal with this? It is half the kingdom's gold to get a lord on side. Who is he again? This is Lord Etten! His daughter's been kidnapped. They're trying to ransom her off. But, you know, we know where they are. And again, I would send my general, but I've unfortunately done things in the wrong order, so my general is currently not available. Is she pretty? I have no idea. Yep. Your last warning, Aegon. I'm pressing the timeout button on you. Let's pay the ransom. Okay. So currently we have 2 for paying the ransom at this stage. 3 for paying the ransom. Okay, take the gold. Well, we shall see. They'll probably want more, but we could have dealt with this with the general. I know this because this is what we did. Both the playthroughs I did. Anyway, let's stick to the general. No sign of the monsters. We did stumble upon these bandits, though. They were pillaging the village. Red head, sharp teeth. Crest of Rodovia. But they won't give it back, just ask for more. Indeed. But then we'll have a general to be able to just go, oi, ping, no. Where are you from? Why are you here? We're free people. Bold and stupid. Okay. No question, justice needs to be done to the man. Okay. So, Council of YouTube. Do we execute, jail, or let him go? This is the guy who was basically attacking the villager, who thought for some reason he was a beast with metal claws and things. Mercy for Conrad. Okay, so 1 vote for mercy. 2 arguing we have a cell. So 2 for jail. 3 for jail. 4 for jail. Okay, fine. We're throwing him in a dungeon. You will rot in a cell. The only cell we have... Actually, no, we repaired it. We might have more cells than that, actually. Don't want to let me go, but you don't have the guts to kill. Friends will gladly hear about your cowardly decisions. Yep, your decisions have been dubbed cowardly by the prisoner. What do you make of this? So they're coming across the mountains to try and invade, are they? Preparations will be made. I regret letting him live. I mean, I've never tried letting him go. But, doesn't matter. Okay. Lurs or the peasant? We will go with Lurs, because we must always see peasant last. Your Grace, I fear for my life. I think somebody is trying to get me. I think someone is following me. They want me dead. Who's they? I don't know. I haven't done anything right. I'm going to be going. Yep. We'll see seeing him later. My dear son is nowhere to be found. Yes, a pretty daft little boy, but still he's my son. I ask you to help us find him. Your Grace, is there a chance you could do so? Okay, so all we can offer is 10 gold. I have opinions about that decision. We can send our general off for 2 weeks to try and find him, or we can say no help to the peasant. Conan says general. Aegon is a heartless bastard. I'm not influencing the council in any way, shape or form, but that's what I feel. Definitely not influencing the council at all with my decisions. Okay, 2 for general. This is true. It did cost us 12 gold. Okay, no, I think that's fairly universal. We are sending our general to find this peasant's son, which has improved the happiness of the kingdom by 1 point. It's fine. If you're arguing with Aegon, you are doing something correct. Or something disastrously wrong. Okay, so nothing new there. We have something in the dungeons. Let's go and actually speak to him. Let's make ourselves a bandit kingdom. Well, we could have done that. We could have just let him live and let him, you know, go and terrorize more people. Didn't know a king would come down to the dungeons. An honor, truly. Why are you here? One of the 7 kings will give him his daughter. He's got a chance of mingling with the royals. Okay, well, we now know why they're here. Let's go to the garden, see if we can talk things. Asalia? God darn middle daughter. Alright, how are we going to punish our middle daughter here? No more horse riding, no more playing games, or no more visits to the market. Most likely, I think the top one's the more reasonable one here, but I actually have no idea. I think they all work in roughly the same way here. No more horse riding! Dungeon! Alright, no more horse riding. See, you agreed with Aegon! Things happen! Stop with the names. Okay, Stani isn't here. Quite why I would consult my counsel about that half the time, I have no idea. Let us go and speak to our wife. Can we fix that crack? No, we cannot fix that crack as far as I know. The whole point of this is that our kingdom is kind of run down. 13 years ago, we promised our unborn child's hand to a thug. Baron, was it? 13 years ago, they have turned. What about the witch? Let the curse is nothing but a hoax and see how things turn out with the thug. He seems to play stupid. Unless he turns up with an army. This is true. How can he possibly afford an army? It's not as if we got a vision of a year in time with us surrendering. I've got this. Yep, the council have this. I say burn the witch. Okay. We will take that burning witch under advisement. Meanwhile, let us speak to our eldest daughter again. We might have a bandit wanting to marry you. Yes, we will try and take it slow. It won't work. But only because I'm fairly certain the first hour of this game is kind of fixed, based on where it actually ends off, so... we can escape that way. And end this. We marry off to the ducks. No, this is true. Okay. I assume that's just what we're doing here. The good news is we are at least getting stuff in through taxes. So 20 gold and 7 per day through taxes. So we actually have enough gold we could go and fix this. Which would at least mean we wouldn't be losing any content going forward. But council, do we repair the theatre at this stage? Leaves us with 16 gold to survive the next couple of weeks. Repair the theatre. But this is only because Aegon likes culture. Okay, we will fix it so that our daughter has something to do. Fair enough. Makes sense. Alright, Grevno week 3. Let Talon decide for me. We have a pigeon. We've come for what was promised, for the gods have graced us for their strength. So they do have a king after all. And where there's a king, an army follows. What promise are they babbling about anyway? You never mentioned it, your grace. I didn't think I would have to keep my word. Can't let a barbarian seize the throne? Treasury is low, but we can always seek allies. I'll let you get on with the audits, and I'll make some preparations in the meantime. I'll be in the council room, your grace. Okay, so we have a peasant, a merchant. We have 2 peasants and a merchant. We will clearly speak to the peasants last because, you know, priorities. Merchant is clearly more important than the peasants. 14 gold to hire men and buy resources to build a new tavern in Bransa. Tavern will serve more than just a way for locals to get drunk. Village is really well positioned, has many visitors. New tavern will guarantee steady income. And they will share the profits. Okay. 14 gold. More booze! I have a good feeling about this booze. I actually happen to know this is a reasonable one here. Alright, I think it's been demanded, so we are going to basically bankrupt the kingdom to get some booze. Take the gold and let the business grow. Shouldn't have fixed that theatre. Well, it's not as if these peasants are going to need 2 gold. Orange clearance first. But the only thing left to feed for dogs now. Want to kindly ask for 10 pieces of gold. Or 8 sacks of supplies, your grace. Okay, we can pay him supplies. We can also go into debt. I think that is something you can do in this game. Certainly it did when we bought the dress. Give him the supplies. Eat for dogs, win-win. Okay, that wasn't an option, but good to know that that's where New Bunkle's going. Alright, so the council are pretty decided on supplies then. Feed your children well. Yay, 18. Hopefully this will give some lingering benefit in a bit. I'm really hoping it does anyway. Disease is crawling in our village. Thieves and sneezes all over the place. Appeared out of nowhere, as if a dark force brought it on us. We can give 10 supplies, 8 supplies, or say it's not serious. This, of course, is the red clearance citizen, for what that matters. But this is basically cutting us to the bone with this one. It's not serious. This is getting expensive. That is... You're making the decisions. You're in control of the spending. This is nothing to do with me. Except for the fact that it is. We could probably give them the supplies to cover this, but it's whether we're going to need those supplies later down the line. Currently, we have 1 vote for it's not serious. Yes, I asked you to make decisions, because, you know, I trusted that the loyal citizens of my channel would have sound advice to offer. And they wouldn't lead my kingdom to ruin deliberately. Well, actually, I probably did. They did kind of lead the ruin. Yeah, you led my kingdom to ruin a year in the future. Just going to remind you of that. I know you better. Indeed I do. So, we're going to say it's not serious and let the matter drop. Currently. That's the only vote currently cast for Aegon. It's the last one today, and then we do get resupplied, so... eight supplies or 10 supplies, Conrad. But there's 1 each then, for whichever way you're going with that. It's unanimous! No, it's not unanimous. If there's 1 vote each, it's definitely not. 8 supplies. Okay. So we have a vote for 8 supplies, a vote for it's not serious. Well, I'll give it 10 more seconds and then I am making the decision. I think you can... It's not serious. Okay, Nubunkle's made the decision just as I was about to make that decision, actually, so... No one has ever died from just a little cold. We're basically undone the entirety of our first 3 days of being nice to peasants with that move. Well, I suppose you're right. May just be that recent days are a little colder than usual. Well... Really convinced me to put some plants here. It place seems more friendly. We have already... Oh, there we go. I haven't clicked the throne. That's why I can't move. Well, this is true. Okay, we have a couple of people we can talk to in the council chamber, so let us go and speak to them. Let us begin with the most important person, Sidani. Hey there. What nickname are we giving Sidani? And if you insult Sidani, I will destroy you. Correct decision. Otherwise, I would have destroyed you all. Pumpkin? That's new. I like it. Your Grace? You shouldn't be playing here. I was told you not to play in here. It's my most cherished place in the fortress. The components of this chamber are of most interest. We have the finest items here, Father. As long as you don't damage anything, you can stay here. We will be nice. We're not kicking her out of here like I did in the one I actually uploaded. And felt guilty about for the whole of the rest of the campaign. Anyway, Grace, I've appointed a scout who will let us know what we're up against. Meanwhile, we should invite King Talis. He may be able to help. Because of the nearby lords, but I suggest inviting Talis. Okay. He will visit us within a week. Not at this stage, but let's be honest about this. Mess with her and die. Okay. So having done that, there's actually nothing else we need to do right this second. The world's best dad mug will be ours, indeed. Okay, so we have repaired everything. I can't unrepair things now, but at least we're getting 6 supplies a turn and 18 gold at this stage. And our general has returned, as well as King Talis. We should probably speak to King Talis first, however... However, I'm going to use future knowledge to say no, we're not. Let us speak to the general first. Grace, I found the son of the peasant. He was lost in a nearby forest looking for home. He was weak and thirsty, but should be back to full strength soon enough. Well, that did nothing for us, actually. That was 2 weeks of general time wasted, although, in fairness, we didn't have anywhere else we could use him. Oh, Grace, my daughter is back. I've paid these fucks the ransom. Whoa! We made a profit of 3 gold on the ransom deal. Paying ransoms made us a profit somehow. Okay. These halls used to shine, Eric. We were the kidnappers all along. I wish we were. We'd have got more money out of the deal in that case. I should still sit ready to do. Yes, indeed. We will go to the council room. God be gone! You insulted my daughter. Prepare to die. So basically, the deal is throw him in the dungeon. I wish. So an army in exchange for marriage in return. Unfortunately, I have said no to this, and it doesn't change anything. So I'm going to say no for the sake of it. Just for the attempt of things, but we now have 3,000 extra soldiers. I will also go through all of these, just because I might as well be nice and get this out of the way. I've answered all these questions as we went through this, so screw this guy. Indeed, we don't need him. Or his 3,000 men. Because it's the nice father issue, and this means I can pretend I'm being one, even though there is no option. We, however, are going to have to tell our daughter that what we said yesterday was complete and utter rubbish. Don't need men with the power of speeches! We can at least admit, we can at least try and argue we tried, but it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, the first hour is railroading. Once we pass the tutorial bit, then I'll slow down and we will work things out. So let's go to the gardens. How are you doing? Yeah, we're better than him. You tell him, Sidani. And we'll just go through this. So now our wife will be busy with wedding stuff. And there's nothing else we can do, so we will go into the next month. Later that night. Send the general. We need to see what they're up to. I should always try to be best at. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to leave this up to the council. How fancy is this wedding going to be? On the understanding that we are trying to run this like best dad. We have four of these until the wedding at least, so. Our daughter's wedding in exchange for the 3,000 soldiers in an alliance with Lord Talis. Wedding is in 4 weeks. Splurge on the wedding. Buy everything. Okay, I hear buy everything. That is everything bought. That leaves us with 8 supplies and 17 gold. The dress will become due. Yeah, we'll worry about the dress a little later. We will worry about the dress a little later, sir. No band. I mean, I didn't see it. Oh no, he must have changed his mind. No, clearly changed his mind about the no band. Yep, no, that's absolutely fine. He changed his mind about it. Clearly decided that we do need a band, actually, after all. That's clearly why he deleted all his messages. Totally. Anyway, continue. Okay, we have a banker, we have a general, we have Sedani. Oh, hold on, where are you? Sedani, you are first, as always. Lucilia wouldn't lie to you. Lucilia when there's time, indeed. Alright, so we have the merchant, which I think merchant is slightly more important than that. Although, actually, bring the general back. Hold on a minute. Yes, mumbling historian, who's totally not Aegon. Stationary posts around our castle. Camps, if you like. They're planning the next move. There's prospects in arm. We shouldn't give them any advantage. Okay, so we do have to send our general out for various missions at this stage. So, West, North, and East Post. We will be considering that as we go on. This is something to bear in mind with our general at this point. We got 4 weeks and we need to deal with all 3 of these camps. So, if we've got the general still available, we will be sending him out, and we need to do that, definitely. So, whatever we do with the general, we can only do it really 1 week. Let us continue with the merchant, I think. Tavern you helped me establish is up and running. It's doing so well that it's not just a stop between long trips, it's more of a destination on its own now. Oh, 3 pieces of gold every week. Do we think 3 pieces of gold for his tavern that we paid 14 gold for is a good deal? There's a correct answer to this. Hardly enough. He will pay more or else. I agree with this. Therefore, I'm putting my executive foot down. This is ridiculously low. Do we want 5 or 10? I think 5 would be fine, actually. If we could get 10, absolutely. But I feel that's probably going to be a tipping point. Okay, we have 5. Do I have any more advance on 5? I have 5. 5 over there. 5. 5 a week is good. 5 a week is definitely good. Grumble 5. Okay, we have 5. Any advance on 5? We have 5. We have 5 there. We have 5 there. We have 5 in the chat. We have 5. We have 5. Yes, you're right, Grace. 5 pieces of gold it is. Yeah, it's worth a shot. Yes, indeed. We will need to prioritise. Alright, let us speak to the banker. Our treasury has seen better times, but I'm here to help. Oh, God. For quick and easy solutions to give you a surge of gold, supplies, whichever you may be in need of. Offers 100 gold instantly available for use. Small fee of 20 gold supplies to have a loan. Paid off in weekly lumps of 20 until you pay off the debt. Okay. First loan is free of charge. You only pay us for what you take. Okay, so we can take one loan, but I think we want to save that until we need it. So if we're not getting any interest on that, we can just take the 100 and do that, and we might have to come the time of the wedding. But I don't think there's necessarily a need to do that now. Execute the banker. Executing the banker does not solve our problems. It does feel good, though. It does feel good. Load the banker into a catapult. It's good to know the council's getting into the spirit of the thing. Let's be honest. Alright, we'll say that's it for now. Alright, we have 3 peasants all wearing undescript clothing. Let's go for peasant number 3 for no reason. My son, a disgrace to the family. Sent him to gather brushwood in the forest. Turns out he's too dumb to find his way back home. Do you think you'd help him? I mean, no rush. With 10 gold, you can buy a new son. We can't afford to send our only general off for 2 weeks when we have 3 camps we need to clear out. But I'll leave this up to the council. We have to clear 3 camps out in 4 weeks. And we lose 2 weeks for doing this. I know we can hire another general, but they're expensive. Someone that dumb should be culled from the gene pool. His son, his dumb as rock son, has gotten lost in the woods. Do we throw a ridiculous amount of gold at the problem, send our general that we badly need to deal with camps out, or I'm sorry? So I think that's 2 votes for get rid of him. He gets nothing. Could always try asking neighbouring villagers. Ask around. Oh, it's fine. I guess it's 1 less mouth to feed, although I'll miss his ugly face. That did not lower the dun. Oh, excuse me 2 months. Right, apologies for that. Yeah, sorry about that. My mother decided to call right then and decided to have a whole conversation about my nephew. Which, yeah, fine. Anyway, yes, we have 2 more peasants to still deal with, so let's go and speak to you, sir. My grace was found safe and sound. There are no words. Here's a little something. My wife has made a cake for you, a strawberry one. Council of YouTube, our decisions have brought forth strawberry cake. I think we can take that as job extremely well done. You should be proud of yourselves. Let us speak to a last peasant and see what is going to ruin our day here. They took our cattle. Monsters with steel came and night and took everything. What is this game exactly? This is basically a kingdom simulator. We are a king of a rundown kingdom, and we have to make decisions as people come up. There's a story going on in the background, which I've kind of run before. But basically, yeah, we are making decisions here. The grass left. Now, but what's the good of it? It ain't cattle to feed on it. Can you help us, your grace? Okay, do we give them the last 8 supplies, the last 8 gold, or say we cannot help you? Given we have increased income, I'd probably be inclined to give them some gold here. Especially as we have paid for all the bits for the wedding at this stage. But again, I'm not going to influence the council. The council can make whichever decision it feels is best. So far, it has made good decisions. It has given us pie. Or cake. Okay, 2 votes for gold. 3 votes for gold. Okay, I think that's going to be fairly decisive. There are 9 of us here, but unless 6 people decide no right this second, that's probably going to be fine. So we will give them gold. Should be enough for you to get your village a new herd. Yeah, okay, back up to 17. Give 8 grain. Alright, I'll try and be a little quicker and make sure there's not a delay going on, but if it gets to the stage where I have to announce vote closed, I will announce that. Anyway, let us go and see if we can have a walk around the kingdom and see what's going on. So, we have Castle Wall. Maybe Asali will know who she is. Your Grace? That's all. Yeah, we have our general actually here. So what we should do is send our general off to go and deal with one of these 3 sites. So let's deal with the forest one first. Okay, that'll take him a week, so it means he's available if we decide we need him for things here. Okay, that was just a new because the general's there now, but we can't really do a lot. Good man, that general sent. Indeed. We can also go to the gardens. Sedani! Don't think this is anything new here. Yep. Asalia! Show what you got. Less talking, more fighting. It's the only nice place in the palace, based on what I've seen so far. How appropriate! The king fights like a cow. Yes, we will turn her into a warrior princess. That is our plan. I have no idea if we actually can, but I like that little event. And if we go to the bedchamber, we will speak to the wife. How go the weaponing preparations? Can we even do anything with this? Oh, we've actually used it for 1 supply. Well, now we know that basically our supplies are basically the equivalent of 9 cakes. So as long as we have 9 cakes, everything is good. Okay, well, we have everything kind of upgraded and readied anyway, so this puts us back up to 28 gold and 7 there. Tavern business, new market stalls. 3 turns until the wedding. Grevno, week 6. Well, I mean, technically we should go to our wife first, but she's not our daughter, so therefore we will go to the general first. No sign of Radovians to the west postal race. Did find a hell of a mess, though. Left gold and supplies behind. Awesome! Free stuff. We also have a second general. Can offer my services general, your grace. I take 10 gold weekly, your grace. Okay, council. Do we want a second general? For 10 gold. Aegon thinks that is fair. Sounds good. What are the benefits? We basically can send 2 people off on quests to go and do things. Because otherwise, if the last quest we did, basically the general would have been gone for 2 weeks. So that meant we wouldn't have been able to send him out to go and excavate all the posts. Having a second one's probably a good thing. Gold! Sounds fair. We now have 2 generals. Let's speak to... Oh, we have a merchant. Let's speak to the merchant. What do you have there, merchant? Grace, I bring you a mixture that can cure illness. Works most of the time. Cures almost anything. You won't find better for 8 pieces of 8. Or 8 pieces of gold, indeed. Okay. Do we now spend 8 gold on the mysterious wonder cure? Aegon says no thanks. Well, we discount Aegon's opinion. No, we don't. There's one vote against. Also, that's my voice and spin on it. That might not be entirely how it's supposed to come across. I thought this was a good idea, and I definitely did this. I have no idea whether it worked, though. Nah, it's just a fair witchcraft. Okay, so the council has decided no. That is fair enough. I happen to know we will have somebody who wants to be healed of a brief illness in 2 weeks' time, but that's because I've already played the alpha and that's what happens. Okay, I have no idea whether it's successful, I should point out, actually, because obviously we don't go to the next week to find out. Let's speak to a soldier. We'll go to Lurs last, because we know he's going to have insane ramblings. You know, a village raided by Radovian forces. Should we aid them in their time of need? Okay, we can send one of our generals, or we cannot be distracted. We do now have 2 generals, though. So, it feels like we should be able to send off one to go and assist with this. But we're gone for 2 weeks. That's exactly why we... Yep, exactly why. +1 happiness, and the general has gone for 2 weeks. Alright, let's speak to the wife. Yeah, just normal information, and Lurs. I think I know. They're after me. Yesterday I went to bed. Someone was in my room. They moved my candles. I left them on the windowsill. I'd never leave my candles near the windowsill. Your Grace, someone's out to get me. Well, the good news is, since we have a general spare, we will send one of them off to go and deal with this. To be fair, he might be paranoid and right. There's a very good chance he could be paranoid and right. You be you, bye. Okay, so we have a new thing in the bedchamber. So let's go and speak to our wife and see what's happening. And unless there's anything else we can do, I think that's going to be it for now. Yep, that is it. So, on to week 7. So again, pretty much everything as standard. Although now you can see we've got minus 18 in terms of our generals here. But we're getting good taxes coming in. In fact, we seem to have increased our amount of taxes, which is good. I don't know whether that's just related to the fact of this or not, but apparently we're still running at a profit with 2 generals, so gotta say that's a good thing. Alright, Grevno week 7. We will, of course... Oh, Sidani! Where are you hiding there, pumpkin? We have the snail Smudge. The best replacement for a cat that exists. What is this? Smeary Smudge! Yes, yes, Smudge. Alright, General, let's see. North Post with crawling Radovian scum, Your Grace. Managed to dispatch most of them. Good. Getting 2 happiness for that. So that's working quite well. Oh, he's perfect. No, this peasant is something special if he's the same one as last time. Let's speak to the peasant who looks like he's actually well dressed. Men with monsters on their banners came ravaging our village. They set our barn on fire. Wasn't on for the flames spread to the other buildings. Most of our supplies are now lost. Please send us help. We have 1 more camp to deal with in the next couple of weeks, just as an FYI. But do we send supplies, the general, or not? Also, we will get one of our... Actually, this is the thing about it. We get a general back next week when we will be able to clear the last one out. So it's not urgent. We can send the general if we need to. Supplies, says Aegon. Currently the only vote. Okay, so 1 vote for supplies, 1 vote for general. 2 votes for general. Okay, 3 votes for general. We're sending the general. It's not 3 votes and it's fixed, but I happen to know who's currently chatting, so that's fine. So help Subway, indeed. And we managed to keep some supplies, which is good. We'll leave you to last, because I think you're the best. If you're the one I'm thinking of. The anti-Aegon vote. there are very definitely factions in this council. My village has been raided by bandits. Let me guess, there's a monster on their banners? No, not at all. Locals for sure, but they were armed. Our food supplies and cattle were stolen. Greatly appreciate your support. Okay, so we obviously can't send any more generals. We can, however, send 10 supplies. Which ultimately means this cost us more than doing it the other way around. Ah, well. The council weren't to know, and this is what happens when we go and interview peasants in a random order according to who looks best dressed. So, it's 10 supplies or say no way. Talon says supplies. Prince says supplies. But more importantly, what does Aegon say and what does the anti-Aegon party say? Can you send the General Nobody? Unfortunately, no, I can't send General Nobody. Should have just spent this. We could have done, but we weren't to know that. You weren't to know that, and that's just the way it goes. But yeah! And Aegon will be complaining about this on council meetings for the next hour. So it looks like we're sending 10 supplies. Which has increased our happiness to 23. Okay, Newbuckle doesn't want to help. Silence Aegon's. Oh dear. The only one on Aegon's side is the mumbling historian who looks exactly like him for some reason. Okay. Let's go and speak to this last peasant here, and then we'll speak to the last one. Your Grace, I've been robbed. I was on my way down to Cargo's when a bunch of thugs threatened my life if I didn't give them all my goods. Now I'm left with nothing and nowhere to go. Is there a chance I could count on your support? You've lost your things? Is that why you've come here? Grace, we can't be compensating everyone who loses their belongings. Okay, Council, you've heard what the King and his advisor have said, but what do you say about giving this person gold? Hammerite wants to help the guy, so 1 vote to give him gold. 12 gold. We can afford it, but 12 gold. Gold is nearly Christmas after all. Yep, I have no idea what this is. So 2 to help, 3 to help, 1 to say no. 3 to 1 currently. Going once, going twice. Yep, we'll close the vote there. So, this gold will compensate your loss. Have to start everything over. Lack of execution options disappoint me. Oh dear. Thank you, Your Grace. 24 happiness, though. The Kingdom happiness is building up quite nicely since it dipped. This, however, this is special. Your Grace, I have a small favour to ask of you. Tell me, will you happen to have any spare gold, you see? It's a piece of gold I asked for. That way, I could get myself some bush. That's it, some new bush. Of course. That's not unusual, but I greatly appreciate the help. So what say you? We have apparently 2 votes for gold. At least he's honest. He needs the boost. Oh. I'm convinced the gold. Taking a trying to send the king the financial ruin. Alright, so we currently have 3 votes to 1 on this. He might... Well, yeah, he was saying... I'm of the opinion he was saying booze and then moved it to boots. Currently, though, we're 3 to 1 for just giving him money. We paid less gold for people who were basically ambushed by bandits. Okay, 3 to 2. I'm keeping this one going because I'm not convinced it's a good idea to pay him, although I am curious what would happen. Going once. Going twice. I think we are going to give this guy new boots. Fine, but it better be boots. Oh gosh, thank you, Your Grace. We didn't even get a happiness increase for that. I hope you're happy, Council. I hope you're happy. Right, we can't view the last post at this stage, but we do have another week to do that, so that's not essential, and we get one of our generals back next week. We will, of course, have to do that. So, I wanted to execute him. I know, but, you know, I bet they're fabulous boots. They better be, given the amount of gold we paid for them. You could hire a general for a week on that money. You can't start anything yet, but that's just links to the map. I will go back and check that, but I'm fairly certain. Yeah, he's had this over. Yeah, just some information of it. It's not really that important to things. All right. Oh, here we go. Week 8. So yeah, we're genuinely making a lot of money. I'm fairly certain it's because the kingdom's so happy right now, which is clearly helping us get taxes and also increasing our supply situation. We're in a good place, actually, considering that we just spent 8 gold on some boots for a drunk man. Well, yeah, we're about to lose all that money. Last week before wedding night. Last chance to deal with them. Oh, yes. Oh, also, Lucilia, you have absolute priority. Alright, General. Rodovia attacked again, but their squad didn't stand a chance against us. I'd like to think that it'll be a while before they start to attack one of our villages again, Your Grace. Well, it won't be. We might as well do this now because we're not going to get another general before then, so off they go. So last chance to deal with that. Okay, let's speak to... I think a peasant is more important than Lurs. But Lurs is funny. Can I ask you for help? My father is very sick with fever. Please, help me, please. He's pale as a ghost and shakes and sweats all the time. If only we'd have bought some magical elixir from a merchant 2 weeks ago that the council decided was definitely fake and not at all a scripted event designed for this event, which clearly was the solution. Yes, we prefer to pay for a chunks of booch. If we had a court witch available, she could handle these diseases. Should put a word out that we are looking for one. As for your father... So, do we spend 10 gold to heal this girl's father, or do we send her off for boots? Yes. Of course, it was either boots or booze, and we have no idea which one it's going to be yet. Gold, 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 gold. I agree with you. Well, this is the risk you take. He'll be fine, let him sleep it off. Okay, we have 3 votes for gold, so I think that one's carrying it unless it changes immediately. Alright, gold. 2 more happiness, 26. That is up. I think that is increasing our tax levels, if nothing else. Should be enough money to get you medicine or to pay for a healer. Thank you, Your Grace. Yay. Alright, Lurs, let's hear it. Your Grace, I'm starting to think that perhaps you were involved. What am I saying? Why would I say this? Why would you tell someone you knew what they knew? I better leave. I can leave, right? Yep. You be you, Lurs. Well, we can't execute Lars, but... Catapult Lars. I don't know if this castle has catapults. Clearly that should be the next investment. Lurs is the paranoid noble. We have partially reconciled with our daughter. I have no idea. We're not French. That's clearly why we don't have trebuchets. Okay. This is the most critical decision the Council of YouTube will have to make. The most critical decision. Big address. By the way, I already happen to know the middle one's the best one, but let's see how bankrupting we are. It even smells. So the puffy one. $100 gold. I happen to know that's not the best option, actually, because I've actually played through this and know this. So 40 gold is the best one in terms of things, but basically it's when we spend 100, 40, or 0, and I happen to know the middle one's the best one. So New Bunker wants us to just go for the biggest one and bankrupt ourselves. Rocketed and Prince Medium, stop wasting money. I'll be honest, I'm paying less than twice the gold in the kingdom, which is what I did in the alpha. The puffy one! We can't go into debt unless I can find the banker, who I don't... Oh dear. Remember that free banking offer we had a while back? The one we didn't... Well, it wasn't free, but, you know, the 100 paid back without interest. You remember when I said that we might as well take that? You remember I might have said something about that to the council. And what did the council say? Didn't trust the bankers. They're all evil. Now we're going to have to send our daughter out in a free dress. The puffy one. I'll send the invite off anyway. I have no idea if we can just access the banker at this point, but I'm starting to think we can't. And who spent money on the darn drunkard's boots? I hope you are happy with this. I hope you are all extremely happy with what we are going to have to do now. If you have daughters and you do this, there will be absolutely no forgiveness. We are the world's worst dad. Official. Because we didn't take a loan to pay for the wedding. Blame Megan. I absolutely approve of that. Absolutely agree with that. Alright. So, this is going to be a disaster. Yep. Well, actually, I gotta play Signboy first, but yeah. That works out wonderfully. There was another option? The puffy one! The band was first class too. Well, we did spend all our money on that as well. My name's Sidani, so I look surprisingly favoursome. These snails are extremely undercooked. Snails, that's what really. Smudge! The puffy one. Hi, Debbie. Well, I'm glad you missed me having to be the world's worst father because of this darn council. I'm glad you missed that moment. The puffy one. I'm still partially convinced, actually, based... I know I kind of alluded to this in the alpha, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if this is a coup by him. But we'll see. Either way, he has now become the king. And he has withdrawn his support. At least the band was good. And now the game is over. Band was to die for. There might actually be it. I thought there might be a bit more, actually, depending on things. Yeah, that looks as if it was pretty much the same as the alpha. Still, they've done some good upgrades. We got a bit more information about how the kingdom stuff's going to work. And yeah, we now know that if somebody gives us that loan opportunity, we need to take it. absolutely need to take it. So, Council of... It was, yeah. Well, I knew it was a demo. I thought it was slightly more in the beta. I was hoping there would be a little more in it, in all honesty. But, alas, we'll have to wait until 2020 when we get back to playing this game properly. Well, a ruined, discoloured dress that we found in the back of a thing somewhere. Somewhere, my name's in this, actually. Should probably see if I can find it. I don't know where I was down at Shadowhawk 2012, where I actually had my own name down. We need to both finance... Yeah, so next, when we get to do this the proper way round, we need to finance the puffy one. Also, because we are currently doing Council of Twitch things, I think we'll move on to King of Dragon Pass after this. I clearly didn't put down Shadowhawk 2012, so I am as my own name here. So, I think we're going to move this on to King of Dragon Pass, if nobody has any objections to this. There we are! Yay, I did put myself in. Da-da-da-da. I paid for this game! We'll let this do its thing, because might as well. I abject! Okay, he abjects. I want to make sure there isn't anything else going on in the background, but yeah. So, game obviously developing, game going well. The council has done its thing, and I learned to never trust them about things. But yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to this when it finally gets released. Anyway, I might have to actually install this, so bear with me. This is obviously going to be the Steam version that we have for this, which is the mobile game one. Yeah, no worries. Go for it. Always happy to have this. But, of course, now we need to basically go and do our entirety of our clan building and things. Thankfully, it's only a short game, so it won't take too long to install. At some point, you're going to be screaming, "The puffy one," at your daughter. In what context? I don't know why you're getting the decision on that. No, we didn't lose. That was just the end of it. I actually assumed it was going to go on a little further, but apparently the beta was just the demo again. But obviously with the with the updates that we've already had. So what we are going to do now is move on to King of Dragon Pass, and the Council of Twitch will make me befriend the ducks again. We did lose the fame. Yeah, we did lose the fame first time because we worked out what happens if you use the white flag. We also learned there is absolutely no benefit to giving the drunkard boots, other than making our dolls wear a terrible dress. God damn duck people. Okay, let me just do the thing. Properties, capture. King of Dragon Pass. Fortunately, this is in a weird aspect ratio, so I'm going to have to move things along. I'm actually going to do that, I think. And if I need to do anything, I can just do that. So let's quickly go and adjust some things here. Then we have to completely reword this when we get around to it later, but fine. That'll do. Right. Apologies, I'm now just being slightly OCD about things, so we'll see. That'll do. Right, play. Also, that is way too loud. Hold on. Okay. So, the King of Dragon Pass. Oh my god, I wanted to punch today. Oh yeah. It's been far too long since we played King of Dragon Pass, and I did do a Council of YouTube thing a while ago. Also, why is that not scrolled properly? God damn it. Hold on. Let's go for... Sorry, this is going to take a little bit of fixing at this point. Can't scroll down. I'm at the scroll thing. I can't scroll down on that, though. It's the good thing. Not the browser source. Yeah, I beat it. I beat it in the Let's Play, actually. No, I have definitely done that. Properties. Let's just quickly go and refresh this. With the council? Oh no, we haven't done the council. Not completion. Okay. So, Council of YouTube. Once again, I am in need of your sage. I want to say wisdom, but we all know it's not. So, we have many... How did we prepare for the Great Wedding? Did we don armor and stand with Ermol? Did we whoop with Orlanth and get drunk? Or did the women draw with an elder to learn the list of secret names? 1, 2, or 3. Make your decision. This basically gives us our major god and religion for the game. So what our tribe's major religion is. And Aegon says we whoop. But of course, we don't necessarily have to listen to Aegon. Orlanth, I think, is the easiest one to have as the main one, but it doesn't have to be by any stretch. Anion agrees with Aegon, so currently 2. Okay, so we have 1. Okay, so we have 2 for the Horse God, 2 for Orlanth. Military! This is true, and there are some advantages to having Ermol as the main god, actually. So we need a tiebreaker. This is, of course, where somebody comes in and just votes free for the sake of it. If I don't get a tiebreaker in about 10 seconds, I will make the ultimate vote, so... We'll just give that a little bit of time. 1 or 2. Okay, so... Oh, Little Debbie has decided 1. Okay, fine. Deciding vote has been cast. Orlanth's struggle to remake the world was just the beginning, and many other gods joined him in it. Orlanth fought Yelm, the Blight Emperor, and undertook many wars of conquest. Other, more peaceful deeds were just as important. Your earliest famous event was, number 1, the healing of Orlanth, when the merciful goddess Shalana Arroy joined Orlanth's tribe. 2, the 100-day hunt. 3, Jessed's settlement. 4, procession of the animals. 5, Bantar and learning how to use oxen. 6, Lankamai. 7, Pella the pottery goddess. Or 8, the clan making dance. So this determines a bit of knowledge about what we have. I don't think this is necessarily our second god yet. I think that happens during Awakening. Okay, Aegon has gone for the clan making dance. Dance! If anyone needs clarification, I will do it. So, we have 1 for Shalana Arroy's healing. We have 1 for the 100-day hunt. And we have 1 for the clan making dance. Cow! Okay, let me roll a dice. Yeah, no, I always prove D8s. Yeah, that's fine. Always go with cows. This is true. Cow is king. That was 4, by the way. I reckon there's a 50-50 shot at agreeing with somebody, which I think is going to be a carrying vote at this stage. The cows! Alright, Anion agrees with cows, but we will wait and see what the dice result says, because that may swing things. Okay, so we have a tie. We are either doing the 100-day hunt, or we're doing the procession of the animals. Aegon switches to cow, we are doing the cows. Orlanth succeeded in remaking the world. Thus began the golden era, called the Storm Age. Orlanth's son Vincott was a famous warlord during this time. Most people in the area were his followers. He introduced new principles, such as the rule of hospitality, which said that you after invited people into your steads, you could not attack or harm them. Thus, the much treachery banished from Orlanthian society. Many who had not survived agreed to his new ways in order to gain protection. He was a great organizer. He helped the scattered people into the clans and tribes. Okay. So, basically, the story of our clan at this stage is... What do we do with with the new strangers to our clan? Did we take them as adopted family, or did we take them as basically slaves? So it wasn't a true reflection. Doesn't matter though, we always still approve the dice rolls. Okay, 2 for family, 2 for family. Oh, we have 2 family, 1 slavery. Okay, 3 for family. In fairness, I mostly go family. There's a few odd events that happen if you go with thralls. And a couple of unique type of things we can do. But in most cases, I will go with family if given the option myself. And that seems to be the case of what we're doing here. The foes of the Vinkotlings were many, and your people fought hard against them. But which one in particular did you fight? The Duck Clan. Also, so basically we are reacting at our ancestral enemies. The Trolls, the Beastmen, the Elves, Tada the Green, or the Ice Tribe. There's actually a 6th one in the normal game, actually. I don't know why we lost that. So, votes for our enemies, 1 to 5. Elves, Trolls. So basically we have 1 vote for Elves, 1 vote for Trolls. 1 vote for the Ice, a 2nd vote for the Trolls. Alright, so we have 2 votes each for Elf and Troll. I think I know which one I prefer based on things. Alright, we now have 3 votes for Elves. I switched to Troll. Aegon, we're not going to let you keep switching your votes. Vote for the Beastmen. I think we are going to have to stick with the Elves then, which is not nice. The Elves are probably the more... Well, actually, no, the Ice is the most horrible one. The Sea is the most horrible one in the base game, but we don't appear to have that. So I think we are going with Elves. Storm Age ended in disaster. The gods and creatures of chaos came, destroyed nearly everything. So, Hjort the King was the leader who emerged with the turmoil of the darkness. Oh, this is the fun one. The efforts of Hjort and his companions helped set the world in order again. He created the laws that we follow to this day. One of the great distinctions which Hjort discerned among his clans was some of them tended towards peace or war, while some maintained the balance of principles. So, are we a war clan, are we a balanced clan, or are we a peace clan? Anyan says we are balanced. Egan also goes for balance. Little Debbie's gone for peace clan. Rocketed votes for Thanos. Okay, no, Thanos is a good option. So currently it looks like we're going to be balanced, and it seems to be fair based on the vote spread as well. So I think we're going as a balanced clan. We do have the option of changing this later down the line to become either a war or a peace clan as required. This kind of affects where we can allocate magic to in the start of the each month, but we'll worry about that later. Finally, the sun rose again. While the rest of society worked to protect themselves, find food, or otherwise just survive, the first priest worked to re-establish links with the ancient deities. So, at this point, it's a case of which deity do we want to have awakened at the start of the game. We obviously get some initial blessings from them as well, and some of these are more useful than others. That's fine, we'll try and remember that, but in all honesty, the first season is basically get the council into thing. You want us to take the Eroxy, so that's anti-chaos, which might be a good idea given things. We have 2 votes for cows. So it looks like we got Arolda, the cow mother, Arox the Stormball, and Lankamai the Knowing God as our 3 votes. Okay, so Arox, Lankamai. Okay, so now we'll have a fresh vote with those 3. Okay, Arolda has 1 vote. Currently, it's the only vote. Okay, so 1 vote for Arox, 1 vote for Arolda, 1 vote for Lankamai. 1 vote each. The council is divided amongst itself as always. Personally, I wouldn't have minded the Shalana Arroy temple at the start, but I always like a Shalana Arroy. Let's be the tribe Arolda. Arolda's usually a good one to have, in fairness, but I like having Shalana Arroy quite quickly. Okay, that seems like the vote is being carried. Yep. So the Cow Mother is our first god. Things of the difference is dawn 1300 years ago. Okay. About 600 years ago, a dragon approached us. In either its own form or that of a human with a dragon's soul inside it. For dragons have always been hostile, or at least utterly uncaring. Orlanth was always the dragon slayer. You have to choose whether to believe it and cooperate to learn what dragons know, or maintain our neutrality. So, hostile, neutral, or positive towards dragons. Hammerite has gone hostile. Aegon has gone positive, which might be a foolish thing. It depends. The dragons are not necessarily nice. I have to point that out. But okay, so we got 2. 2 for positive, 1 for hostile. 3 for positive. You pass on dragons. This is true. That's what I'm thinking here. Still, it looks as if 2-2. No, you don't get 22 votes, my dear. You only get 2. I love dragons. All right, we have learned the dragon knowledge. People said yes to the dragons. Move to Dragon Pass, a land to the north of your home. You stayed in your land, and it's a good thing too. For a little over 200 years ago, the dragons rose up and ate everybody in Dragon Pass. They had your land feet along with all the other foolish dragon friends. For a time, no humans went to Dragon Pass. They were sure the dragons would eat them too. This is what you get for being positive towards dragons. They eat you. Recent events made you think twice about the abandoned land of Dragon Pass. A generation ago, a usurper who called himself the Pharaoh came to your land, started a civil war. Your clan broke into disputes, somewhat violent, about whether to support the Pharaoh. In the end, your group of dissidents decided it would be best to risk the dangers of Dragon Pass than stay and kill your own kin. The greatest sin an Orlanthi can commit. Those unable to live under the Pharaoh would move northward to Dragon Pass. People of similar beliefs from other clans had already made the same decision and settled there. So we made a new clan, just as our ancestors had done in the days of King Hjort. Okay. So basically, here we now get to decide how much land we want. We now take the exact amount we need, a little bit more, lots more, or huge tracts. The more land we have, the harder it is to defend our borders, but equally the more we can do. How much land? A little bit more. Huge tracts of land! Just enough. Okay. So we have 2 votes for just a little bit more. 1 vote for huge tracts, 1 vote... Okay, we have a vote everywhere. 2 and 3 dice time. In fairness, 2 and 3 are about what I normally would take on a run of this, in all the fairness. Otherwise you have to go and steal land from other clans in order to get it. Okay, so currently the carrying vote is more than we needed to grow into. Lots more for all the cows. Okay, so we have an extra vote there, but I think it's still going to be carried by a little more. Going once, going twice. We have a bit more than we need to. Right. We'll go for the short game because there's almost no chance of us finishing the long run doing the Council of the YouTube thing. And we'll play on normal. Okay, so this is our clan history. Also, we need a clan name. So I will let you all choose the clan potential name, and I will pick whichever one I find best. Aegon immediately gets timed out for that statement. Sigbrights for Duck Lords. No, Uncle. I want to put you in timeout, but I only ever do that to Aegon. Okay, boomers. I mean, I've been on a bit of 40k kick today, so Sigmarites might be a thing we go for. Mumblers, you say. The Esoteric Order of Dagon. Dagon, sorry. The Debbies. Well, I can't argue with the Debbies as a name, in all honesty. Actually, do I even have enough letters for this? Let's find out. I do have enough letters for that. Okay, so that's more letters than I thought I'd get. I don't think we're necessarily going to be that, but we could be if we wanted to. So I think this is going to be a case of going Sigmarites, Duck Lords, or... Oh, I can't put a dash in. No, we're not being XCOM if I can't put a dash in. I support Noob Uncle. Duck Lords should worship the Death God. This is true. We're not currently worshipping the Death God. I guess then that makes us the Sigmarites. Okay. We begin Sacred Time for the first year. Welcome to 1329. Now, normally when we do this game, we will have the council and they will decide pretty much on what the possible options are for things. Wait, they've announced Fantasy's coming back? Have they just finally accepted that nobody likes Age of Sigmar? Thank God for that! Sorry, I've been out of the game for a long while, but I played the fantasy game a lot. I liked the ranks of units. I mean, the fact that you cannot play ranks and ranks of Skaven anymore in proper armies, that was a horrifying thing for me. I had to sell all my models off after that, and it was no way to play a game for it. Had to be wasted. But no, I built up to a 3,000 point Skaven army, most of it nearly painted. And I just it was pretty much a waste. It felt wrong. I didn't want to continue playing it. I could have played other games with one people, but you know. If they're bringing back the old world itself, I am absolutely over the moon with that. Anyway, side notes. So, Magic. Now, typically what I'll do for Magic, rather than having it as a free-for-all votes, people will say if they have anything they particularly want me to go for at this point. However, I will probably just put that for the time being. Well, actually, no, not that. That might be a little more than I want, but we are probably going to be doing mysteries in the initial phase of the game. And it's just whether people agree with what I've done in terms of decision making. So, if everyone's happy with that as the layout, or wish to make changes, let me know. If not, we will go as is. Herds 2. I've got some herds. 1, anyway, because that's how our current thing is built up. Fine, maybe put 1 war. We don't need to put 1 in war if we're not planning on doing raiding. And we're probably not going to be raiding in the first year. I might be wrong. We might well do that. Council obviously has that option. But we only really want to put stuff into war if we're actually doing raiding. We will probably have to do some raiding next year to stay balanced, but probably not raiding in the first year. No, it's fine. This is kind of what I'm suggesting with things. This is not a peace tribe, but it equally doesn't mean we have to raid every single time we have an opportunity to do anything, Hammerites. Alright, we proceed. So the first thing we will be doing on anything with this is we will be reorganizing the clan realm. So, we need, we did actually clear the council off, don't we? Dude. Have we got everything there? Of course we need to raid. Of course. Yep, get you off of the ring and also get you off of the ring. Okay, so we need a leadership and we need somebody who is... Are we the wrong way around with this? We are the wrong way around with this. Goddamn mobile games. Can I just... Yeah, I can. Okay, so... Unfortunately, and rather worryingly, don't have a good leader on the ring for this at this stage, do we? Well, we're going to have you as the clan chief anyway, even though that's not the ideal solution for this. We will have an Olenthi on the ring because it makes sense. Okay. Custom. We need... Oh, you're quite old, but you are renowned. I'll take you. Combat, I think we're mostly sorted on, actually, with our clan chief. Though we do have a young Kamatsu we can put on the ring as well. Animals. We need somebody especially good with them who's not going to die quickly. So Minera is probably our best pick for that. There are better people, of course, but... Bargaining. We have a young member of the Isaris clan, so that's... Whisper of Isaris, so that's fine. So it's then just magic and plants. And we want one of these to be our trickster, really. I think we're going to have to take you because we need to have a trickster on the ring. A trickster can basically cause and solve a lot of problems. And then finally somebody good with plants. Especially given who our enemies are. Okay, we do have a renowned plantist on the ring, so that's not too bad actually. Let's go back to magic then. Yes, Queen. Buntar, Warland, Vignian on the ring, actually. Actually, let's put the Oroxy on the ring as well here. So, let me just have a quick double check that I've not doubled up on any god worshippers. Lankamai, Anolda, Isaris, Ermol, and Orox. Okay, that'll do. Sara, good seller, a treaty priestess of the talking god Isaris, comes to trade. In addition to the usual exchange of goods, she asks if we have any white horses. Although we have some light grey horses, none can truly be called white. Council, make your decision. I will not use any of the options available. The only one we got is by default the one we were kind of hovering over at the time. So, do we apologise for not having one? Apologise for not having one and throw her a feast? Do we offer to save the next white horse? Save the next white horse for her? Or do we just sell her another horse? Aegon wants a feast. One important fact to note is that we do need to see kind of in keeping with our clan's history. If we go against our ancestors, things are right. This isn't a decision that's necessarily going to impact on that particularly. But with things like how we treat slaves, with how we treat dragons, with how we treat certain events in our history, we need to be in keeping with how we've gone before. War. I missed the history, so I'm winging it. Got it. We will apologise for not having one. So the lack of a white horse reflected poorly on neither our generosity nor our hospitality. So that went pretty much fine. Okay, we have no healer on Shana or Roy in the ring, and that, as I've said, is something I really do not particularly like. So, next step, really, we can have a look at what we got. So we got Steadfast from Ermol, giving us increased defensive chances. We have a Blessing of Crops. We have Bantar, Vigor, make our farmers work more productively. So we have a good number of things going for crops. And we, of course, have the Cast Blessing as well, which is the better one. So you normally get the Milk Blessing to start with. We can't, however, build any more at this stage. So, building a temple, or at least seeing if we can get a secret, is probably a good idea quite early here. And I think the one we want to be going for sooner rather than later is probably going to be Isaris or Orlanth, actually, on that one. So I think I'm going to go and sacrifice 10 goods to Isaris to try and get some knowledge. We sacrificed didn't pay. 10 wasn't enough. Okay, let's actually have a quick check on our relations map here. So, thank you. Yeah, no worries. Thank you, Race. Okay, so we have a few that we are feuding with. We owe them a favor. Who are the Blue Spruce? Chief is a roller. We're allied with them. We also have trade, of course. We can go off and grab a trade route, which would be nice. We apparently already have a route with them anyway. Let's go to Assaulting, because they're currently our allies at this stage, and let's establish a route. We'll send 10 and send a large caravan. Everyone is gossiping about what happened a few hours ago. The young woman, Ionislara, was found out in the forest making love with Karol, a notorious poet and troublemaking warrior of the Harren clan. Karol is left without a formal farewell. Ionislara is unmarried, so her actions are not an offense against the gods, but she is betrothed to Jorator, a young Thane of the Assaulting clan, and their wedding is scheduled for next season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we end the betrothal? Insist that Karol marries her, that the marriage proceeds if nothing happens, tell Jorator about the incident, tell Jorator but urge him to continue with the wedding. I know, it's weird. We need to make a feud with the wolves. It's got to happen. Okay, so the new bunkers for ending the betrothal. Aegon is for insisting the marriage takes place. I would point out that the game does not. The game is about the morals we have set up previously, in terms of the clan history, and obviously with a kind of 8th century mentality on it to a certain extent. If you apply your modern morality to this game, you'll probably have some issues. You could do it, but you might have some issues come down the line, especially with magic and things. We are quite low on magic right now. Still, we'll see how this goes. So currently we have 3 separating decisions in the council. We need someone to confirm one of those or bring up another dissenting opinion. Okay. So we're going to tell Jorator, but urge them to continue with the wedding. You mistake my intentions. Okay, we have... it wouldn't let me select the option for whatever reason. Because this is not the proper version of this game, this is the weird Steam version, which is the only one I had available at short notice. Are we raiding in retaliation? I think Aegon, says we raid in retaliation even though this is the planting season. They're on the cusp of a feud with us. Okay, so we have equal split between going for retaliation or, planting crops. Wah! Well, Noobuncle, if you say wah, we ask you how much wah do we send? Okay, we have 7 weapon thanes. We could call in some favors as well. But I think we'll avoid that for the time being. Half the wah! Okay, we are going to plunder. And I suppose plunder charge seems a good plan here. We do have them slightly outnumbered. We are up against spearmen, actually, so probably we shouldn't be charging spearmen. Well, since the council isn't making decisions for me, I suppose I'll make them for myself. Spears are the worst things to charge. This is very true. Let's maneuver under a devastating barrage of missiles. There was a friendly clash. Their magic was stronger than ours, but our courage was greater. We drove the Harani from the battlefield and were able to plunder their tutor. I captured 25 cows, 10 horses, 7 cows worth of loot. We had 3 footmen killed. Huzzah! We celebrated the humbling of Electra's Carl's clan. Some of the Carls muttered worryingly about the crops for the upcoming year. Right, I think we need to, actually, before we go too much further, upgrade the number of weapon things we have here. And we've made a trading trip. Okay, it's all good. Fire season then. Is it trade screen we do this from? Where is our thing for this? We can go and do our tutor at this stage. I don't recognize 6 Ages as a game, actually. I mean, it's possible, but it's not on my radar of things to do at this stage. Alright, we've already done 1 to you at this stage. We don't want to sacrifice that. I do, however, want to get the Shalana Roy Temple built. So I think that is a priority for right now. Build a Shalana Roy. The horse nomads are raiding us. Okay, the horse nomads are trying to kill us. Or trying to take something anyway, and they sit past our patrols as well. We're not going to be able to evade or maneuver them for the most part. We could probably be charging them. And we are unlikely to take them. The Mongols indeed. Yeah, I'll give it a look over. Alright, we're going to drive them off because they do outnumber us by quite a lot here, so we're just going to charge and hope that we can drive them off. Our forces engage with the Norse nomads. Ignomon notices the detachment of riders is trying to sneak around. What should he do? Charge Max Magic. Max Magic would have probably helped. 1, 2, 3, or 4 then. What should we do? Definitely ignore the flanking enemy, clearly. That's the best plan. Try to drive them off. Driving them off is all we can do, really. They outnumber us that much. How good she is. She is excellent in combat. She does have the ability to try and kill them. Kill them! Alright, we have 1 vote for kill them. We have 2 votes for making sure the threat is known about. 1 charge for driving them off. So currently we're going to make the threat known about. Paid no attention. The riders use magical... Okay, Vikings fierce. Their war magic was stronger than ours, but we quickly rallied. We lost a lot of people. The good news is we now have a Shalana Roy Temple up, so we will get people back on their feet faster. Yeah, winning in this game can sometimes be a bit odd. Good news is the clan mood is optimistic and everyone feels resolved, so that's at least something. Where is the... Unless I'm completely missing it. Alright, I think what we're going to do this time is we're going to explore Archula a bit. Exploring Archula is always worth doing, because you can eventually find everything. Okay, Lakin is then exploring. We can also go and... what do we want to do? Could go and get some more hunters, but I don't think we're actually in that much of a need for food at this stage, since we've got tons of it. Even with the farming we actually did, that's actually worked out quite nicely for us. Let's go with... we can go for the Ancestor Shrine, that gives us a bit of protection. But actually, Lanka Mai is usually a good one to go for quite early. We do have an Oroxy on the ring as well, so it's probably worth getting the Rock's Temple up sooner rather than later as well. Alright, let's sacrifice to Roxy, and let's sacrifice 10 cows. Okay, we've learned the Sense Chaos Ritual. Total pop is 769 at the moment. Ionis Lara, whose betrothal to Jorasor of the Assaultings was broken off before her seduction by Karal, the poet of the Hirani, is now pregnant. Given folks see her pregnancy as a reminder of an embarrassing chain of events. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, although for whatever reason it's only giving us 3 as an option. Oh, I've got the smaller temple for the healing goddess, so we can do healing if we need to. Yeah. Unfortunately, it will not let us select it for whatever reason. Darn mobile games. I think we may stop the stream here in a little bit, because clearly, for whatever reason, these are grayed out. We cannot select them. I mean, I'm not even trying to select that one, really, but... if it's only going to give us one option, then I might as well just play the proper King of Dragon Pass and do this again properly, rather than this Steam version, which I've had opinions of previously. We were short-handed, couldn't fully reap an Alder's bounty. Now here we have all the options again, for whatever reason, so I don't know why some of them are grayed out, or why it's not giving us things, but oh well. You warriors encounter a woman from Hjortland while mapping the west. Her name is Nalindia. She is fleeing from her homeland. I slew an agent of the Pharaoh who sought to tell the chosen or Lanfi chieftains how to interpret the laws of our people. Although my act was just and supported by the spirits of our ancestors, the leaders were too afraid of the Pharaoh to stand up for what's right. They outlawed me and sent prisoners to kill me. Pursuers to kill me, sorry. I think I've outdistanced my pursuers, but that would be lying if I was to say that I was sure of that. The explorers were moved by her words, and brought her here, saying that you should give her asylum. Okay, 5 options. Weapon Feign, Weapon Feign, Weapon Feign normally, Weapon Feign in Chief Household. I don't know. Give hospitality and see her on her way with gifts, or turn her away. She is of our homeland, and remember how our clan treats, 1. Yep, 1 is probably the correct option. But we could set ourselves up against the Pharaoh early. Well, looks like we're just going to go with a 1 then. Yep, 1. Okay, that's confirmed. The people were proud to see a foe of the Pharaoh honoured in such a fashion. Because, of course, this is why we came up here. Because we couldn't stand to fight our own people who supported the Pharaoh still. Okay, we might as well build the Oroxy Temple as well here. Hello, Sif! Welcome to the Council of YouTube. And I think the last thing we're going to do is explore our Chila again, see what else we can find. It's a little silly to do this in this season, but... Oh. Arnbald, a Thane of the Heron clan, constantly complained he was insulted by a member of your clan ring. Bastarkos died in our clan hall. He spent the entire night insulting me. He waved his bare buttocks in my face, touched my wife in an inappropriate manner, and spit chewed food in my face. Was he a member of your ring? My clan considers any insult made by him to be an insult by your entire clan. Unless you punish him, there will be war between our clans. Oop, there. Of course I was right to ritual. This is Trickster trouble again. So the only options it's actually giving us for this... Why have we only got the one option, and that one option is remove him from the ring? I'll tell you right now. You don't remove the Trickster from your ring. You need a Trickster on the ring. For every problem they get you into like this, they instantly solve another one. It is always, always, always worth having a Trickster on the ring. Nope, because that's obviously selected, unselected. One was definitely the option I'd like to take here, but apparently the game will not let me do it. I think if we do this again, and we probably will, because I like doing Council of YouTube things every now and then, we will play the original A-Sharp game, and we will play it with that interface, which I think is, one, better, and two, I've got the disc for it somewhere. I'd have to dig it out, but I've definitely got it. It was one of the things I noticed as I was going around. So, I'm going to call that a stream here for now, folks. I've got to get up really early in the morning. If you're waiting for Mahjong, I'm probably not going to be doing it at this stage. Largely because I realised how early I'm going to have to get up to get home in a reasonable time tomorrow. So I am going to call that stream here. Thanks for joining me. We played Yes Your Grace. It was a fun game. No real expansion if you've not seen the other bits of that. And we got back to doing some Council of YouTube's latest shenanigans, which we'll probably do at some stage. There isn't going to be a stream tomorrow because I'm back in Kent for the time being. I mean, there's a chance I could do it, but I think I'm going to call it there in all honesty. So no Wednesday stream either, so no none of that. I will probably do an extended stream when I arrive back on the Friday, but we'll worry about that. So thanks for joining me as always. I will see you next week, and then we'll be back to our regular streaming content of stuff and things. So see you later, see you later.